Hello and welcome back to How Tech TV. Today we are looking at the Silverstone Sugo SG05. Well, the SG basically means Sugo, so the SG05-LITE, so this is the one without the power supply, and this is the unboxing. If you want to check out the video review or written review, those will be published a few days after this one, so if you're watching it at some point in the future, the links will be down below. But yes, let's go in and take a look at this case and see what we have in the box. So a little bit of a change of scenery here. The package was really too big to unbox where we normally do, so I'll go a little bit around the box before we actually get on to taking it out. So on the top you don't really have much, just to say that it's a Sugo series product, and then on the, essentially is kind of the front of the box, we have a kind of a diagram of the front of the case itself and some features to do with the case here. On the left side or right side, however you want to say, we have some features there, so if you want to pause the video and read them out, you can do so. I don't know what's best for you guys, but that's that. And then on the right side we have a bunch of other languages, which I assume is basically everything that was covered on the front. So let's get on to taking it out of the box. Now, I will give you a few angles throughout the video to give you better looks at certain parts of the case, simply because we aren't working with the best of kind of angles here in regards to the camera. But for now, let's work with a top-down view of the unboxing right now. So, if I can just get it out of the box, that would be perfect. So there we have it. On top we have essentially kind of the user's manual there. That's basically all that seems to come with this case. We'll see if there's some accessories on the inside. And I'll take it out here. So you can see that it is kind of quite a small case, and that's really what we're going for here for the size. So I'll take it off without trying to knock the camera too much. In regards to the packaging, we get quite a thick foam. It is a hard foam, but this is such a tiny case that you won't really see any sort of big knocks. So in regards to the packaging, that is actually quite good for such a small case. Now I'll just take off this bag here and give you a nice look. In fact, you know what? It's upside down for you guys. Sorry there. But yeah, I'll give you a few different angles now, and I'll give you a nice, good look around this case. So I'll be back in a second. So here we've got the front panel of the case. Now I'll just point out the main features here. So we've got a slim optical bay right there, 2 USB 3 headphone microphone, and your power reset button, as well as your power LED, which is in the button, and your hard drive activity LED. Now these power buttons are very clicky. They're those types of buttons rather than the ones where you have to kind of recess them to get the connection. Now I do want to point out that this section of the front bezel isn't actually kind of connected to the rest of it, and it looks like it can be somewhat separated. So I will look into that, and I'll get back to you regarding that, and whether there's something that you can do in regards to modding the front panel. But yes, so we have our 120mm fan in the front that comes supplied, and it also has a dust filter there as well. So on the left side panel we have a lot of ventilation. On the right we have ventilation, but not so much. And on the top, I'll move it back a bit, you have a lot of ventilation as well. On mine it seems to be slightly dented. I don't know whether that's just a side effect of it all being punched out, but it doesn't affect the looks at all, so I'm not fussed at all. Now, one thing you want to notice, guys, is that the internals aren't painted. I'll cover it all in the review, but the internal bit is just basic metal. Now Silverstone, I do want to point something out to you that you might need to change to your manufacturing processes or whatever, and that is that when you've screwed the kind of the top cover in, when it's been screwed in, it's actually been screwed in so much so that it's scratched some of the paint off. Now this is not going to affect aesthetics at all because they're going to be covered by the screws anyway, but I think it was important to make that aware to you, so if you want to change that slightly in your processes, then you can. Now I'm going to slide the top cover off, and I'll get back to you guys in a second when I figure out how to do it. So I've got the top off. It just seemed to be a little stiff from being the first time that it's been taken off. So in regards to accessories with the stuff that you get, it seems that you get a little cable management kind of clip thing and your standard screws, as well as 4 feet, so you don't actually have to have the feet on the case if you don't want them on, but if you do, you can add them on as a nice little extra, which I actually really like the fact that you get to choose, and they seem to be a really high quality rubber, so I really like that. But all of this is going to be covered in the review. So spinning it all around, I don't really know what's the best angle for you guys, but we have all of our front panel cables, as well as our 3-pin fan cable for the front fan. Other than that, there's not really much to point out. So we have on top we have the slim optical drive, and below that we have a 2.5 inch and a 3.5 inch hard drive cage mount. Now I do want to point out a few things here. So if you can see up in the top here, we have actually cable management options, and they have little rubber bits around there, little plastic bits, so that you don't cut your cables on the case. Now I have to kind of stop it there before it turns into a review, but that's essentially what the case looks like. And yeah, I'll put my face back on the tripod and I'll say goodbye, and I'll cover everything in the video review and written review. So that was the unboxing and first looks at the Silverstone SG05-LITE. If you want to check out the video review or written review, you can check them out. Links will be down below. Those will be public a few days after this review, unboxing, sorry. So if you want to check them out, keep checking back down below, or head over and bookmark the Haltech TV website, because you'll get all the newest and up-to-date information there. I'm Hal Thompson. This has been another Haltech TV video. Don't forget to subscribe, and goodbye.